fest. Your dream is to be able to bring. All right. For those of you that are just listening to this call, this is a mountain.
Okay.
All right. Just around a mountain. All right. Let's pretend this is Mount Everest. All right. Let's pretend your dreams are all the way up here. Okay. Because a 9-to-5 job, you know where that's going to keep you? Right about here, and they're going to say keep comfortable. Okay. But halfway up the mountain, they're going to say keep you right here and stay comfortable and save up a nest egg, and whenever you're about to die, you can finally stop working. All right. Your dream. I know people that are listening to this call. Your dream is to be able to play in a band at Jazz Fest. Your dream is to be able to bring your husband home from work, get out of debt. Your dream is to do all of these things. Well, guess what? Okay, you're stuck right here. When you're in a 9-to-5 job, you're stuck right there. All right. How many of you feel like you haven't nearly reached your potential yet, or haven't reached your dreams yet?
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely not.
Okay, awesome. That's where you are. That's where I am. That's where my goals are, and that's where your goals are. Does that make sense?
Yep. Yes.
All right. Think in your head why you're here in this business. All right. I want you to close your eyes. All right. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to think about it. All right. Why are you here? All right. Whether it be bring your husband home from work and actually have him home with the kids to be able to enjoy him to the fullest and truly get the most out of that you can out of this relationship. Whether it be to sponsor or whether it be to sponsor 1,000 coaches and see tons of them do the same thing.
Yeah.
Whether it be for you to get out of debt so you don't have that chain of debt around you, and that absolutely annoying, not even just annoying, but almost degrading chain of debt around your neck whenever you go to the gas tank because you're too scared to put in a full one. All right. Whatever that is that's holding you down here, that we have all settled for. Because I truly believe the choices that we make, our income level is a choice. Where we've been, and I'm not saying that y'all that I'm not putting this on y'all. I've done the same exact thing. Okay, I've made the choice to stay here because I haven't strongly tried for anything better. But guess what? I have a dream. All right, think about that dream. Take it in. Wherever you are, see yourself. If you're sitting across the table from your husband or from your wife, not having to go into work or working when you want to, and knowing that whenever you do go into work, you're changing people's lives, 100%, completely revolutionizing who they are and what they do. Take a minute to visualize that. Imagine yourself sitting on a beach in Bora Bora, enjoying a cocktail or whatever it is, or a margarita or whatever your drink is. Knowing that you got there, you worked your ass off because your dream was important enough to you, and your dream involved 1,000 other people getting there with you. Let's say that you had 2 or 3 of your top coaches sitting next to you, enjoying the life that you've created for yourself, not accepting no, challenging the reality, and moving forward. Imagine if you're there. And keep your eyes closed and just picture it and take it in. Take in the rays, take in the sun, take in the water, take in the smell, take in the sound, take in everything. All right? Now open your eyes and look at this mountain. This is where we're at.
I can't see you, Sam.
Sorry. You can't see me? Okay, we'll just listen to the inspiration. Alright, this mountain right here on the side. This is where we're at. Okay? This is where we're at. Guess what? That beach in Bora Bora is up here. At the top. Your husband coming home from work, it's up here. Alright? 100%, it's up here. Alright? Your dream is at the top of that mountain. Alright? You're going to have people come against you. You're going to have challenges that come against you just like they come against me, just like they come against every other person that's been at the top. Tara Carr, million dollar coach, 15-star in 2 years. There was a point when she was crying to Tommy Migrant, another $1 million coach, saying she wanted to quit, and that's when she was a 9-star diamond coach. You're going to have ups and downs from all the way up. And it's going to be a hard freaking climb. Alright? There's going to be a lot of ups and a lot of downs. And the ups are going to be awesome, and the downs are going to suck. Alright? But what I'm telling you is, you're going to have people come against you. You're going to say, network marketing? Are you serious? Like, really? Alright? And what I'm going to say, and I hope you stay with me, is we're going to the top. Alright? Dude, that mountain's pretty high. You know, I mean, it's pretty dangerous. There are a lot of rocks. There are a lot of crevices. There's a lot of ways that things could go freaking wrong. Okay? Turn to them and say, I'm going to the top. Alright? But the business might not. Might not survive. You might not hit your goal whenever you want to. It might take you 10 years to do it. I'm going to the top. All right. Your family, your wife, your husband might come against you and say, you know what? I don't think this is the best thing. You spent a lot of money getting these events, and you just aren't seeing the results yet. I'm going to the top. All right. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. But it's a steep mountain. You're never going to make it. Your goals aren't going to happen. You aren't good enough to make it. You're not going to do it. Let me tell you something. You can come with me if you want to. Or you can't. It's completely up to you, and I'll love you either way. But what I'm saying is, I'm going to the top of that fucking mountain. You're either going to see me on the top, or you're going to see me dead on the side, because I'm not coming back.
Amen. Yep. Right on.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Alright? That's the basis of when I wanted to get my call. Of the reason I wanted to make this call. Alright? I've had things come against us. We've had things come against us 100%. And I completely understand that, and guess what? It's going to happen again. Alright?
Still going in.
We've come from a place where they've seen a minimal amount of success, and they are going to go to the top, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. They're going to get there slowly, and they're going to get there differently, but guess what? They're not the pack. They're not us.
Exactly.
So what I'm asking you is, you make a choice, alright? You make a choice. I'm providing you with a vision, and I'm going there, alright? We're going there, and we're going to do it. I'm not saying it's a get-rich-quick scheme, because it's going to be freaking hard, and it's going to take days of work. But I have a dream, and I'm hoping that you'll join me on this dream, and that we'll do this together. You make this choice. I'm going to suggest to you that you do not go back into the tribe. Suggestion. It's your choice. It's your business. Simply for the reason that we are the pack. You have a title. You've been brought on to a member of this team that loves you deeply. Alright? This business is a gift. And we want to give it to you, and we know that we can make it, but I cannot do it by myself. In which case, I'll be dead on the side. Alright? But what I'm asking you is, are you with me, or are you not? Alright? Because
I'm with you.
If you are,
let's go.
If you are, then let's go to the top. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I want you to say inside of yourself right now, if we're going to go, we're not coming back. Alright? And anybody else that makes fun of you, anybody else that tries to hold you down or push you back and say that you can't do it, I said this to someone just the other day. Listen, you may not think that I can do it, you may not want to laugh, but guess what? Get in the bushes, get a big lunch, sit back and watch. Because you know what? I have my team, I have my pack, I have my family, and I have people that love me, that are amazing people, we are going to change the world. And we're going to climb this mountain, and you're either going to find me at the top or you're going to find me dead on the side, because I'm not coming back. I know how we're going to do this. I have a basis, I have a foundation, I know this business. Alright? And you will see me work my ass off over the course of the next 2 to 3 years. And you can hold me accountable, and you can hold me and us accountable if you want to join in this vision. The pack will be 300 people. That's our goal. 300 people before the end of the year, in December. And we are going to be a team of thousands. I expect to see top coaches. I expect to see 15-star diamonds. I expect to see amazing people change their dreams and make their dreams happen. And what I'm asking you is, alright, I'm not saying I'm going to do it perfect. I've promised this to several coaches several times before. I'm not saying I'm going to be perfect. I'm going to screw up. Alright? I'm going to have it down. I'm going to trip, and I'm going to scrape my knee, and I'm going to hurt some feelings, accidentally, not on purpose, but I'm going to screw up. But one thing I can guarantee you is, I love you. You are my team. You are my friends. I take a bullet for any one of you. And honestly, this is the vision that I have, and I hope you can buy into it with me. because I have a dream, and I want to see you at the top with me, and I want you to be one of the coaches that's sitting with me on a beach in Bora Bora, enjoying a margarita and living the life that you know that you deserve to live. So are you with me or are you not? That's my question.
Absolutely, 100%.
I'm with you.
With
All right.
you.
Totally with you.
You already know I'm with you.
All right, this is where we're going to start. This is the system that's going to be implemented, and I want you to get a pen and paper, and this is how we're going to do it. And we'll make some changes along the way as we see necessary, but this is how we're going to do it. All right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to walk you through a brand new coach. As a brand new coach. All right? Day one, getting started right call. We're just going to call it a GSC. GSC, you're going to give them the the pack CDs. All right? Where you will have motivation, inspiration, and give them a tour and give them the information they need in those CDs to make it. All right? It comes from a very successful man who has built several businesses before. It's good information. You are going to lay out the expectations for them just as they are in the packtraining.com, knowing exactly what to expect from them and what they can expect from you. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
All right, that's what you're going to do in the getting started right call. Yes.
Step one.
We're just going to call that getting started right. From there, you will send them to the training. All right? All right? Training, we have 5 steps. I owe a person a drink at the next Coach Summit if you can tell me what the 5 steps are right now. Wendy, we went over this already. Sorry.
That's okay. You can give me a drink anyway.
Because I have left my nose.
You're good. Write these steps down. Write these steps
I'll
down.
just buy you a drink.
Yeah, right. I'll take that. I'll definitely take that. All right. Well, this is what I want you to write down. Okay.
Different notebook.
Connect.
No.
God
Get.
damn.
All right. This is what I want you to write down. Every single lead. And first of all, before I even go into this, all right. Not everybody on this call right now is a diamond. Not everybody on this call right now is a star diamond. Not anyone on this call is a 15-star diamond yet. All right. But if we're at the top of this mountain and we're going for it, we're gonna act like we're already there. All right. What does that take? It takes leadership and it takes commitment. All right. So what I want you to tell me is if you're in, I want you to tell me that I am a leader now. Does that make sense?
Yep.
I'm a 15-star diamond coach now, or whatever it is that your goal is. I'm that now. Because this is a pretty freaking good system. All right, so if I'm going to give it to you and I'm going to ask you to teach it, I'm going to ask you to start acting like a leader not that you haven't already, but I'm going to ask you to act like a leader and follow this and use the commitment that you have to push forward to start leading people to change their lives. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Stephanie?
Ah! It's okay. You're recording this, right?
Yes.
Yes, she's back.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're good. If I'm giving you this information, this is a pretty freaking good system. All right? This is a great system. But if I'm giving you this information that we've laid out, that we've worked hours on, and I'm going to give it to you, I'm going to expect you to, and you're going to be a leader on this team, just like me. There's nothing different between you and me. This is our team. This is not mine. This is our dream. This is not mine. But if we're going to do this together, I want you to tell me that you are a 15-star diamond coach right now so that we can start acting like it and start leading like it, and eventually it'll happen. My grandmother used to say whenever I used to come to her house, Sam, walk into a room like you own it, and if you do it enough times, eventually you will. Stephanie?
Ah.
I'm going to call her and put her on speaker. listen to me on here, okay? Because we got to keep going.
Go ahead.
Awesome. Okay, so what I'm going to ask you to do, just like I told everybody just a second ago, my grandmother used to tell me all the time when I would walk into her house that, Sam, walk into a room like you own it every single day, and you keep doing it enough times, eventually you will. All right?
Right.
So what I'm telling you right now is you're a leader now, and I want a commitment that if you are committed to that dream, that we're going to push and we're going to be leaders and we're going to be the 15-star diamond coaches like we know that we are. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm not planning on taking over your life, but whenever you're going to go for your dreams, I plan for you to be committed to them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes.
All right, so let's make this thing happen. Training. We have the Getting Started Right call, just like we just said. Training. We're going to have a 5-step training system. They have 3 days, only 3 days, to go through this training. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. They have 3 days to go through this training. The 5 steps are the basics. Step number 1 are the basics. This is where you're going to learn about your website, your back office, and several other things that get them started and get a foundation. Step 2, make a list. Make a contact list. This list is where all of their current prospects are going to go. All right? Step 3 is going to be inviting. This is where they're going to learn how Eric Worre in the book Go Pro. By the way, I'm sorry, in your Getting Started Right call, you have to get the book Go Pro. They need to order that immediately. All right? Step 3 in the training is going to be the invitation. This is where they're going to learn how Eric Worre invites people, and they're going to start inviting people very soon. All right? Step 4 of the training is a follow-up. This is where they learn their role in their first couple follow-up calls, and they learn edification and what the purpose of a follow-up is, 3-way calls and such. The follow-up with the prospect. Step 5 is duplicating the system. If we can, I'm using myself strictly for an example. Okay, if I can get Wendy to teach you, Stephanie, to teach your coach this, okay, and your coach can do it successfully without me having to talk to her, we are successfully duplicating the system. If I can't get you to do it, I'm failing. All right. So in step 5, they learn to duplicate the 5 steps that are in front of them. Think about it. If you can go just steps 1 through 4, put somebody on a list, invite them, follow up with them, and duplicate the system with them, you can do it. You can be a 15-star diamond coach if you do that continuously over and over and over again.
Right.
All right, is everything good? Do you understand so far?
Yeah.
Yep.
Getting Started Right call, training, 3 days. Okay. They have to go through that training. And generally, people I say, you're not allowed to call me until you have it done. You can ask any questions you have in the den, and we'll be more than happy to answer them. Okay? But you're not allowed to call me until you have that training done. Deal?
Okay.
All right, good. They're going to put forth that training. The next step is we are in the process of building a 14-day automated Coach Basics system, which means we no longer are going to be running Coach Basic groups where you have to wait a week to get in the next group. You can go to a tab on thepacktraining.com and you can literally just say go through steps 1 through 14. Don't skip a day. Don't do 2 days in 1 day. Do what they ask you to do for the first 14 days, and you'll be Emerald and understand a lot of the tools that we use to build contact lists by the end of that 14 days. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. You also make the commitment to them that for your first 6 weeks of the business, my ass is yours. If you have a 3-way call that you need to make, I'll be on it. If you send me a text, I'll answer in my earliest convenience. We are going to set up a call. All right, so we've done the Getting Started Right call where you've introduced them to the training. They've done 3 days to get that done. Now they've started their official training. They're starting Coach Basics. All right. You are going to set up a call with them for the next 4 weeks, a 30-minute call. All right. 4 weeks for 30-minute calls. All right? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Awesome. All right, so you have now walked them through Getting Started Right, training, 5 steps. They've taken 3 days to do that. They're now in the Coach Basics. They've started that. All right, the next thing, and this is going to happen at the same time that you introduce them to Coach Basics. All right? You're going to add them to an accountability group. you are going to add them to an accountability group. Does that make sense? I'm going to explain what that is.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. An accountability group. To lead an accountability group, all right, every single discount coach, every single coach is sponsored by the tribe. By the pack. Every single one is going to be put in the den. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna introduce you to the kind of way my church builds, and we're gonna follow sort of kind of their model. All right. You have one place where you meet on Sunday, every single Sunday. All right. This is one place where they meet. Our church service is the den. This is where everybody goes, whether or not they're actively pursuing their faith or not. This is where everybody goes on Sunday. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The den is the place where everybody comes, whether they're actively pursuing their business or not. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
However, where do you get the most personal interaction in the general church? And if you don't know this, you're about to find out. The most personal interaction with other members of the church in outside of the walls of the normal building.
Small groups, Bible studies.
Lee has gone to church his entire life. He's telling small groups, and he's got the right answer. So
Small groups or Bible study, yeah.
yes, small groups of Bible study. They separate them into separate them into smaller groups where you get the most personal interaction with people that you connect with, so that you can pursue your spiritual growth. Accountability groups is where you're going to be in smaller groups where you get personal connection with other people. You can explain your hardships and ask questions and anything in that group. All right, ask anything in that group, so that you can move forward and pursue your personal business. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Only working coaches that are actively building their business are going to be placed in an accountability group.
Okay.
All right, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Awesome. All discount coaches that have decided not to work their business are going to be in the den.
Okay.
Okay, so accountability groups are only for working coaches. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Let's say that Wendy is holding an accountability group, and she has 4 or 5 working coaches in there. Stephanie, whenever you sponsor a coach and they want to work the business, they are going to go in Wendy's accountability group. And for those of you that are watching, I'm drawing one big circle representing the accountability group with a diamond at the top, because that's what Wendy's rank is. And there's 3 or 4 little circles in there. Well, the circle that I'm pointing at is Stephanie. She has now brought in 2 smaller circles, which are her working coaches, that are holding accountable in that group. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. Well, what happens whenever Stephanie goes diamond? I'm circling the 3 coaches that Stephanie has. I'm drawing a little arrow outside of that circle with Stephanie as a diamond at the top of another group. And she has now formed her own accountability group. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
When you become diamond and you have at least 2 working coaches, because you have to have 2 emeralds to be diamond, you have now formed your own accountability group. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And you will be taken out of and kicked out the nest, if you will, of Wendy's accountability group. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Awesome. This is how this is going to run, so that you can hold accountable to the people you connect with, and the people that you signed with for a reason can explain everything. That your struggles as you move forward, share ideas or whatever. Okay. This is where you're going to do serious growing, and then the den is like church on Sundays, where we have the general announcements. Congratulations, we appreciate everybody. We hold up people for reaching certain ranks, hitting Success Club, whatever. This is where we do the general assembly, and then the personal connection is made in the groups. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. Now, you as leaders, what's your responsibility? Obviously, some of you are not diamond yet. You're going to be in the accountability group with your diamond. But if you're a leader, I'm going to encourage you to start recognizing people, appreciating people, and doing everything that a leader would do in the den, because that is where the public eye is. And if you're a leader, start stepping up. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't care if you came in the business yesterday. If you came in the business yesterday, guess what? You know how to make a Getting Started Right call. Post about that. Guess what? You know how to go to a motivational page on Facebook that has something to do with the business, even if it's Live Life Happy. Post it. Alright? Help me build this, because I can't do it by myself, and this is our team and our dream. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Awesome. Alright, so is everybody keeping up with me? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Alright, in the accountability group, Wendy, you have a question? Okay. Anyway, Wendy, sorry, she's muted.
I'm
Anyway,
muting myself so you don't hear me sneezing and coughing. So
it's okay. In the accountability group, how are you going to hold accountable? Well, you all have your business activity trackers, correct?
Yeah.
Awesome. If you don't, get them. All right. You are going to be taking a daily picture of what you're doing. Okay. Of what you're doing of what you're going to be doing in that accountability group. You're going to be posting a picture of your business activity tracker every day and posting it in that group. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yep.
At a bare minimum, you're going to say how many invites to the challenge, or how many contacts you made, invites to the challenge, and that invites to the challenge or the invites to be a coach. How many contacts, invites to the challenge, and invites to be a coach. How many are going to be producing, so that we know the people that are actually producing. You know that's no secret, and you know exactly what they're doing every single day because they're holding accountable to you as well. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Awesome. That's what we're going to be doing. All right. So, I know this is a lot to take in on only like the second or third call, alright? But, you have the Getting Started Right, the training, the 5 steps. They have 3 days to do that. The Getting Started Right call is call number 1. The second call is after they've called you and said, alright, I just finished the training, now what do I do? At that point, we're going to start them on the Coach Basics, just like we said. They're going to be holding accountable in their new accountability group. And they are going and you're going to have a leadership roadmap discussion on that same call. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. You've introduced them to the accountability group. You've gotten them on the Coach Basics, and you are now giving them a leadership roadmap. Okay. What is a leadership roadmap? Well, very, very simply, you map out their goals to what they want to hit and when they want to be diamond by.
Is that the next step?
No, this is all.
Under accountability.
No, this is all, and then. Forgive me. Leah's asking if that's the next step, and this is where I don't want confusion. I'm circling the Coach Basics, accountability group, and leadership roadmap call all in one phone call. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Getting Started Right, training, 5 steps. They have 3 days to get that done. That's what they do on their own. The only call you've had up with them to that point has been the Getting Started Right, which you have a guide to that in their own training manual, and they have everything written out in front of them. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. On the next call, after they're done, and they say, "Hey, Stephanie, I'm done with the training. Now what?" Well, we're gonna have a leadership roadmap call where we're gonna map out your goals. We're also going to add you to a Coach Basics group. All right. Or I'm sorry, we're actually going to put you on the Coach Basics program, not the group. We're going to put you on the 14-day program where you're going to be Emerald and you're going to learn how to add people to your list. And finally, we're going to add you to an accountability group where you can be held accountable to the goals that we've set on this call. Does that make sense?
Yes. Is the accountability group already... I'm sorry. The Coach Basics program, is it already created?
No, it is not, and thank you for asking that. We're working on it at this point. We're laying it out. We're hoping to have it out within a week, within 7 days. At this point, it's going to be your job. It's going to be your job to train them through the beginning and walk them through the 5 steps yourself, and to give them your time doing that. But the reason we're making the 14-day program is so that you won't have to do it, and you can just simply check in on them and see, hey, how are you doing?
Okay.
All right. All right, and every single week after that, for the next 4 weeks, they have your butt. Okay, I'm serious. They're yours. All right. You go ahead.
No, that's it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You are going to be doing 3-way calls for them. You're going to be making sure they're in the business. You're going to be checking in with them. By the end of week 2, after that, you'll know week 2 or 3. You'll know if they're going to be a working coach or not. All right. Give your time to the people that work. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. I'm not saying that to be mean to the people that don't, but in the end, the more lives we're going to change is going to determine the more lives we change. How that is determined is how many people we have working with us. All right. Whether or not Wendy hits her goal of 9-star diamond, she has to have 9 other workers with her to do the business with her, and that's who we're looking for. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So everything from money to rank to helping people to changing people's lives is wrapped up in how many people are actually working with you to achieve our dream. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Awesome. Once you've done that, they're placed in the accountability group, and just like we said before, they are going to keep working. You're going to check in with them if they have any questions. Chances are, step one of you're going to have a few places, which we're going to talk about later in the actual Coach Basics training, where you're going to have to get on the phone with them, such as whenever the invitation process comes along. You're probably going to have to get on the phone with them and practice the invitation and actually listen to them get on the phone with their first couple prospects. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We're not going to throw that in yet because I don't want you to get overwhelmed. But at this point, this is what we're sticking with. When they're added to the accountability group, congratulations. They are now holding accountable every day to their goals and their dreams. All right? They are now holding accountable to their goals and their dreams in the accountability group. And just like we said before, Stephanie, you're a new coach. You come in. You're in the accountability group. Wendy's holding you accountable. Bada bing, bada boom. You get a couple workers. You are now a diamond coach. And by that time, 90 days in, you have now become a diamond coach. And now you're leading your own accountability group and growing your team. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We're like several states united under one flag. Does that?
Right.
Like U.S.
Absolutely, like Lisa's like the U.S. of A. But that's where we're going. Does anybody have any questions?
No.
Pretty simple, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just last night, so it's like a crazy woman.
Good. No, and that's awesome. And we're gonna be preaching the system because this is how we're gonna do it. But other than that, that's a system that we're gonna run with, and I'll even make a video on this. From the day a coach signs to what it is they're gonna be doing, and I'll make a video on accountability groups so that you can see this all again. And I have this call recorded specifically for only the 5 leaders that are here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. Excuse me, 6 leaders. We have 6 leaders here. Then two of which are going to be listening to this call. Next part. All right. I want you to throw all that training, okay, to the side, and I want you to memorize that because if I ask you one day what happens on a leadership roadmap call, I want you to know. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And chances are we're going to make a file on that too. I'm going to have a busy freaking week. Okay. But with that said, all right. There is also going to be, besides the den and the accountability group that you're in, all right, there's going to be one group, the Pack Dynasty group, okay, where all of the diamond coaches that are leading accountability groups are going to receive their information that only leaders should know, or new things that we're about to put in place. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. That's where you're going to have your main leadership accountability, your main leadership questions, anything and everything that you need to answer, like main things that are coming up, big events, what to push, what the new promotion is that's coming up, whatever. It's all going to be like if we would have had this already, PIO would have been announced a month ago, letting you know the second that we got information that you need to get ready to start pushing this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, well, that's what's going to happen in there. All of you that are listening to this call, that are either listening or that are here right now, you are going to be added to a Pack Dynasty group. All right? You are going to be added to a Pack Dynasty group. There's an immense amount of respect and honor that comes to have that position. All right? Because if you're a Pack Dynasty group, you have been a diamond in the past, or you are currently a diamond working for Star. Does that make sense? At this point, this is what I'm getting to. If you are going to be in this dynasty group and you say that you want to be a leader and you say that you want to build this team and you say that we share the same dream, I'm challenging you. You are all going to be put in this dynasty group and you have 90 days from today to be diamond.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Everybody on this call, nearly everybody on this call has heard what a 20 and 30 is. We're starting that July 1st. July 1st, we're going to start at 20 and 30, and our goal as a team is 300 coaches by December. That's 5 months. If we increase our team every month by 40%, we'll be there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
How many coaches do we have right now?
No, we have 52. All right. Is there any questions that you have for me?
No.
All right. So today is June 23rd. We have July, August, September 23rd is the day that everybody on this call needs to be diamond to hold their spot in that group. Does that make sense?
Got it.
Are you good with that? Can you agree to that challenge?
I can agree to that challenge.
Awesome. All right, we have 90 days from today to be diamond. All right, 90 days. All right, for you to remain in the dynasty group. If you don't make that, that is okay. I'm not saying that I'm going to hurt. I'm not saying that I'm going to look you up. I'm not saying that I'm going to bash you if you're not there. That's not the culture that we want to build. All right, not whatsoever. If you don't hit diamond, it's okay. All right, but I'm setting that goal for you. Guess what? If it takes you 5 months, that's fine. If it takes you a year, that's fine too. I still love you. Okay? Alright? It's not a problem. But we gotta start working towards that goal if we want to see this dream, if we want to make it to the top of this mountain. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Alright. In the Coach Basics, we're going in the Coach Basics, hopefully people will be Emerald by the end of the 2 weeks. Hopefully they'll be Emerald by the end of week 1. The expectation for now on our team is that you will be Emerald in a week, and that you'll be Diamond in 90 days. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Awesome. If you're going to do that, and again, I reinforce the statement with, if you don't make it, if it takes you 2 weeks to become Emerald, if it takes you a month, a year, whatever to become Emerald, and you're still putting forth effort, we are more than willing to work with you. If you're holding accountable, and you're pushing forward, and you're moving forward, we are more than willing to work with you. We love you. You are a part of our team. We want to be a fun blast. Like, guys, I want to take group vacations. I have all this stuff planned out. We're gonna have the biggest group in at Coach Summit within the next 2 years. We're gonna be there, guys. We're gonna be freaking partying it up. All right, like, I'm serious. We're gonna have a blast. All right, it's gonna be fun. We are a fun, fast growing. We are going. My goal, and I'll help put this on paper. But our goal is to be. Hopefully, we'll be with. Not even hopefully. In fact, I'm gonna wait to give you a time limit on it. But I can tell you that we're going to be shooting. For 1,000 coaches within, definitely at a bare minimum, within a bare minimum of 2 years. I personally expect it to happen probably a lot shorter than that. If we're going to be 300 by the end of the year, in fact, I'm just going to say it right now: minimum 18 months.
Awesome.
All right. This is the goal we're shooting for. Every coach that we inspire, every coach that we sign, every person we inspire to be better, you are making a dent in this world. You are changing someone's life. You are changing someone's life. Wendy, I need you to unmute yourself, girlfriend, and tell me for a second what that thing was you told me at Coach Summit and what a difference this business has made in your life. 60 seconds.
Can you remind me what I told you?
The part about
I
you being
remember.
the part about you being able to dream again.
Yeah, until this business, I didn't dream. I didn't dream anymore. This has opened my eyes to what I can do, what's possible, and I'm going for it. I'm going to the top, and I'll race any one of you there.
I want you to keep in mind this girl, and I love you, and has come so far. You've come so far since the last time we talked. This girl was depressed, didn't know what to do with her life, couldn't figure out what she wanted to do. Like 1 year ago. Alright? She didn't have a dream. She didn't have a dream. And let me tell you something, you can lose 50 pounds and have a six-pack of abs of steel, but if you don't have something to live for, you're dying. We are the people that are in the business of giving that to people. We don't sell it, we give it. We give them the opportunity to dream and to live. That's what we're about. We are a fast growing, because I don't know about you, that's a freaking gift I want to give to as many people as I can. That's a gift. We are a fun, blast, freaking awesome team that loves to have a good time. Fast growing. We're going to get there quick. Alright? I'm not saying it's a get rich quick scheme because it's going to take a hell of a lot of work and it's going to take years. But it'll be some of the best years of your life if you push with us and hold accountable to us. Alright? We're a family. We're a team. We are the pack. No one left behind. Alright? Fun. Leadership growing, fun, fast growing, leadership building team. We want to take someone, and I'm just gonna use Wendy because she said her testimony on this call. We're gonna take someone like Wendy who was depressed, didn't have a dream, right, Wendy?
Yes.
Okay. We're gonna take someone like, and she's crying now, but it's okay. We're going to take someone like Wendy who was depressed and didn't have a dream, and now she's come more or less come back to life for the fact that she actually has something to live for. We're giving that to people, but we're going to go a step farther than that. We're going to make her a person who not only changed her life, by giving other people something good, we're going to create people that give that gift to other people. Does that make sense?
Awesome.
We're not in the business of Shakeology. All right? We're not in the business of P90X. We're not in the business of challenge packs. We're not in the business of Shaun T. We're not in the business of Tony Horton. We are not in the business of even Team Beachbody. All right? We're in the business of dealing people's dreams and giving them life again.
Awesome.
How many people do you know live in a 9-to-5 job where they hate it?
Too many people.
All right, where they don't have a purpose, where they go to work, come home, don't have anything to truly live for. They're bored. They can't fire their boss, and they don't know a way out. But there's something, I'm convinced, something on the inside of everybody, on the inside of every single person on this planet that tells you something. That thing that eats on the inside of you, the thing that eats at your soul, eats at your heart, eats at that thing on the inside of you that tells you, I'm meant for better than this. I was meant to make a difference. I was meant to change someone else's life. I was meant to be a part of something greater. And let me tell you something, I'm not the leader, I'm a part. And I am blessed and honored. And I'm blessed and honored, and I am so thankful to be a part of this with you. Does that make sense?
Awesome. Yep, makes sense.
Sorry, it's my sinuses, I swear. Alright, so that's the dream that we have, and that's the plan that we have. If you have it written down, start preaching it. And guys, find me some fun-loving, if they're not fun-loving at this point, we'll make them. Let's find some fun-loving, fast-growing, leadership-building people. Alright? We'll create that for them. And give them the ability to give other people the ability to dream. And to live for something. Alright?
Awesome, Sam. Love it.
Alright? We have a mountain in front of us. And right now we're not at the top. And all of us know it. I'm still not at the top of mine. Alright? I am wealthy. Okay? And I have some of the best friends in the world, and I will never discount that. But guess what? I have a dream to create one of the best, no, not even one of the best team in Beachbody that changes the most people's lives. And guess what? I'm not at the top of that mountain yet. And if you're buying in this dream with me, alright, someone's going to tell you network marketing, you serious? You're going to say, I'm going to the top. Alright? You can't achieve that dream. The mountain's too high, it's too steep, it's too crazy, it's too dangerous. I'm going to the top. Alright? You sure? I don't think you're good enough. I mean, you tried one of those things before. You know, what was that thing? Herbalife or whatever. I've tried one of those things before. They don't work. I'm going to the top. I'm telling you, I have a dream. It's not going to change. This is what I was meant for. I have a purpose. I'm going to the top. I'm not coming back. You're either going to find me on the top or you're going to find me on the side of the mountain dead. Because I'm not coming back. Does that make sense?
I'm with you. Yeah.
Me too. I'm in.
That's the system. This is the dream. If you're in it with me, let's do it.
Do it.
All right?
Let's do it.